So Viktor is looking to be one of the top tier champions in this game so far. What is making him so good, and what kind of deck list and gameplay can you expect from him? Well, let's go ahead and dive right into that. So Viktor has some really interesting abilities that I think we really need to dive into here. Now, first and foremost, of course, this is going to be one of the best things that he is able to do. His legend ability is going to be able to pay one and exert or tap the card, and you can play a token. And it's, of course, a 1-power token in that case. But still, you have the ability to go ahead and flood the board and do some absolutely crazy things. And that's going to be one of the biggest things that make him so good, because you can really overwhelm people with a lot of answers. Especially with that, because Triferian War Camp is really good because it allows units here to have +1 attack, including those who are attacking the battlefield. And that's going to be really good because if you have 5 tokens that are out and they're only 1 power, then they all get boosted +1, which can make a really big difference when you are going against your opponent. And with that as well, we do have Obelisk Power, which allows you to have 1 additional rune. And that's going to be one of the biggest battlefield advantages that you have, because if you end up going first, and you need that extra rune in this case, then you can go ahead and play your 2 cost and then activate your Herald of the Arcane and go ahead and have 2 characters out on turn 1, which means on the following turn, you can take both vocations and go up 2 points. Really powerful right there. Then with that as well, we have Viktor here, which is going to be really good, kind of your bread and butter with that as well, because if you do lose any non-recruit units, then you go ahead and create a recruit on that going as well. So it really goes hand in hand, and you kind of keep them in the back burner. You don't necessarily want to bring them out because there's a lot of characters or champions and things of that nature units that can go ahead and really destroy him quickly. Even if he is back at his base, there still is a lot of ways that they can go ahead and destroy him in this case. And of course, the last battlefield is going to be Targon's Peak, which means when you conquer here, choose 2 runes and ready them at the end of the turn. And that's going to be huge too, because you have things like, Hidden Blade and things of that nature, Stupefy. You also have Siphon of Power. Those cards can still be activated on the following turn to really help give you some great defenses on continuing to hold your battlefield until the following turn. With that as well, you have a lot of really good things to really utilize your, your ability to ramp up a little, but more importantly, to really get out a lot of strong champions and units out onto the battlefield. First off, Sorin Scout's going to be probably one of the better ones, just because when it does die, you can channel Run Rune Exhausted. The biggest thing with that too is you can go ahead and even hide a Hidden Blade, and if you so choose, you can have one of these 2 guys out onto a battlefield that you're going to be losing regardless. And with that Hidden Blade hidden, with the ability hidden, you can go ahead then and take out one of these 2 guys. And if you take out Watchful Sentry, well, then you end up drawing 3 cards, which is dang good. Card draw is king, especially in this game. And then with that as well, Sorin Scout means that you can go ahead and ramp up 1 additional rune, and then still be able to draw 2 cards as well. So a lot of really cool abilities. And if there is something really good on the other side of the field, you can still take that character out and give your opponent 2 cards. Doesn't feel great, but when you take out a really big threat like that, it can really make a big difference. Now, Faithful Manufacturer is really good as well, because when you play it here, you play a 1 recruit. No caveat here. But with Vanguard Captain, there is a caveat, because you need it to be your second ability, because as long as you've played 1 additional, you're good to go. And then you can go ahead and create 2 tokens instead of just 1, like with Faithful Manufacturer. So really good right there. Harness Dragon is in case you get in trouble at all, especially like with a Volibear deck. You see Volibear out there, cool, you play a Harness Dragon, you go ahead and take that out, you're in a really good spot. Any other big threats as well can be a big help on getting this going. Also in creating a final push on getting the last 2 victory points that you might need by taking both of the battlefields. If they only have one unit in the other battlefield, you can play Harness Dragon, take that unit out, divide out your tokens, take both, win the game. Now, Machine Evangel is really cool as well, because when he dies, you get 3 tokens on top of that. If you have Viktor out on top of that, Machine Evangel dies, you get 4 tokens. That just feels really good right there. And then you just have kind of your counters and things of that nature as well. Your Mana Rock, in this case. But one of your biggest things to really help also push the end of the game right here is going to be Grand Stratagem. I mean, it's just such a good card. The ability to go ahead and give your friendly unit +5 on the turn. If you're at 6, you play this card, you can just go ahead and push out to your opponent's battlefields and say good luck and see how it happens. All in all, though, this is a really good deck. And I really feel like here, with what's been revealed so far, Volibear and Viktor seem to be the best 2 champions in this game so far. I'm still curious about how Yasuo can do, and also Lee Sin, and even Ahri, but Ahri needs a little bit more support, but it really feels like those 2 are able to take the games to these champions efficiently, and they are very consistent decks with what they aim to do. And they can do it very successfully each and every game. But with that being said, guys, we have a couple of gameplay footage for you. I think we are going to be showing 3 games. And with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and tune into gameplay. And if you have any questions or concerns, let me know down in the comments below. But let's go ahead and look at that footage. Pixelborn. And Pixelborn has actually some pretty good clients and right now. And the player base is actually growing pretty fast. I do prefer it over Tabletop Simulator, just mainly due to the fact that's actually a pretty good hand. Yeah, that's a pretty good hand. We are going first. Let's just keep. But the biggest thing with this client that is so good is that you can see cards pretty easily. So we did start out with 3. That's going to be awesome. So what we're going to do instead is go with our 2 recruit, and then go ahead and activate our Viktor to be able to play a token. So we got our battlefield that we wanted in that case. Pretty lucky, because especially at this phase of the game, it is all randomized in that case. And so that can be a little bit more difficult to get the battlefield that you necessarily want to start the game with. But we just released also a Volibear video as well, which is pretty dang fun. A lot of good stuff there as well. And so let's go ahead and see how our opponent is going to respond. Let me see if I can just move myself also. Get over so you guys can see how many runes we have. So we'll see how they end up going. Now, Jinx is a really interesting one. I don't necessarily know how I feel about having Jinx. When you play Jinx, of course, you can go ahead and you have to recycle 1 and discard 2, but Jinx's ability is really good with that as well. Just because if you have 1 or less cards in your hand, you are able to immediately go ahead and recycle that and get that going. So a lot of really good potential there as well. So really excited to see. We're going to get some more cards revealed here pretty soon as well. So we do have him to be able to come out and play as well. But I think... Now they have 1. So we could just go ahead and do Viktor here. I think... What's that one? When you defend here, you may move a friendly here to the base. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's cool. That actually does benefit us a little bit, so we'll go ahead and move that there. We'll get a victory point. And we'll go ahead and move that there. We'll get a victory point. And then we will go ahead and activate, create another token, and see how this is going. And then go ahead and hide it. I think we want to hide it. We should have hit it at the other one, actually. But yeah, that's okay. Why I'm saying we should have hit it at the other one, because we'd much rather lose the token. But with this as well, we can go ahead and also, if he goes ahead and takes the battlefield, which we're okay with, then what we can do is activate this, kill our character, draw 3 cards. So you really could go either way on that, see how it's going to end up going. But a lot of potential there. And again, this is still a really new game, and trying to get used to all of the different styles and strategies that this game might end up having. So he's going ahead and playing the playing the Jinx here is going to be able to potentially accelerate. He has 3 left. That means he's not going to be able to go ahead and utilize the missile, which means he probably doesn't have that in hand. Also, there's not necessarily... Well, the Viktor you would want to take out. That would deal 5 damage there in that case, which would be pretty dang good. And so, are you going to accelerate? Does have to discard 2, but that's perfectly fine because Jinx is going to allow you to draw now 2 cards at the start of your turn, which is great. Do we want to retreat? Yeah, let's just go ahead and retreat. That's perfectly fine. And select. So it withdraws. He'll be able to take that, of course. And then that will go. And we're okay with that. Let's go ahead and take that out. That way he can't retreat with it. This will trade. And we'll also be able to draw a card like that. Now, of course, this fish has the ability that whenever he moves, discard 1 and then draw 1. And so that can even be going back to base or anything along those lines. Then whenever you discard this character, you can recycle red to be able to play it. Which is pretty dang good. No arguments there. And so yeah, that's 3. So really taking that one. Now, of course, we will be able to take this back pretty easily. Also depends on where what card we draw as well. So let's go ahead, because we're going to go ahead and get a token. It's like Commander Molly. Good to see you. Yeah, so that's going to be the biggest thing is, you know, that's kind of the cool part about this game is it does have a commander like Magic the Gathering. And so we do have the Jinx to worry about. They're going to have 4 cards in hand. We're going to have 5 in that case. They're going to score a point for holding that. That's fine. We'll be able to score a point back. We can play this and this, sack this, and then go ahead and have Viktor make another token as well, while also being able to create or to ramp up a little bit as well. We also have 3 here to go ahead and make it 6 versus 3, which could be pretty good as well if we play Siphon of Power. They have 3 left though, so they might be able to do some bounce back stuff. I'm not necessarily worried about that. So let's go ahead and just see what reactions they even have. Go ahead and get that moving. Because again, we're going to just go ahead and get that activated. And pass the response. And even if they bounce 1 back, the -1 from each character should make a pretty big difference. And so, no response. And then, of course, they'll be able to do 3 damage, which will take out 1. Not a big deal. Which one will you take out? You shouldn't have any responses. It's just how do you want to deal damage. Oh, nice. Okay. A lot of fighting. A lot of back and forth right there with that, but that's okay. So 1 damage, cool, that's fine. I think we will go ahead and keep 1 floating. Or we need 2 floating. Let's go ahead and play that. Still going to be 3. That's fine. So let's go ahead and create 1. And have the 2 remaining. and then we'll move Viktor over to this lane, because we'll be able to retreat as well. Move that in there and confirm. Okay, and pass response. Okay, so we're at 4-1. Looking pretty good. No complaint there. Now, of course, we do have our Siphon of Power, which can really make a big difference here for us. Just depends. The opponent has 4 cards in hand. They can do a bounce back. Doesn't necessarily feel great with that. Rebuke might even be good. If they have a Rebuke, we'll go ahead and use that on Viktor. That might be nice. Brazen Buccaneer is also really good. Oh, looks like they'll be able to add to attack with something with this character. So you can go ahead and give 2 to Jinx in this case as well, making it a 6. Ooh, really wanting to get the kill. Now, of course, if they go over to where Viktor's at, I can just retreat. Not a big deal. We're more than happy to retreat in that case. No reason to use the 2. And then, of course, we'll be able to take it back. So they'll go ahead and take that. Yo, what's up, Dragonol? How are you doing? Congrats on the playoffs, my dude. Okay, so we do have that. We have 5 to work with. Not horrible, not great. Let's go ahead, play that. Be able to get another token out. Then let's go ahead and get these 2 over to Jinx. And confirm. And they'll retreat. Perfectly viable. So they got to be careful, though, because they're starting to get... I'm starting to get really close to ending this game as well. So if they attack with 6... Yeah, so what we need to do is go over to here and confirm. Move 1 over. We have 2 left. Let's end turn. Because if they go ahead and send Jinx and one of the tokens over, then we're in trouble. So we're going to leave 2 floating, of course, to go ahead and do Siphon of Power when they actually attack, however they want to attack. If they do attack here anyway, then we'll go ahead and withdraw Viktor. We'll allow the Scout to be destroyed, because then we'll be able to add 1 mana. Oh, nice. Good. No, I can't go wrong. Always love being with family. So, yeah, all of our family was together. We got my dad a gift to see Dave Manza, or whatever his name is. The guy on Saturday Night Live, the comedian who did George Washington skit. I forget his name. My dad loves him, so... pass response. Okay. So that's pretty good. He's ready. He's able to attack. He goes over to here. All the better. He'll have to go ahead and attack a lot. But we can do a lot with our tokens. If he goes over here, then we could still add 2. He has 1 card in hand as well. So, okay. Do we want... How do you cancel? Or do you have to? Does it say have to? Whenever defending, move a friendly unit to the base. So let's just go ahead and move 1 back. Pass response. That's the hard part. I'm not sure how to cancel that, but that's okay. We'll lose that. We'll add 1 exerted to our rune pool in that case. So that'll put us at 6, and then we'll be going up to 8 after that. So that should be pretty good. Okay, so that's a lot. 6, 9, Go ahead and Siphon. That'll minus a lot and mean that we're doing 8 damage. And let's do 5, 2, and 1. Yeah, let's just leave that. That's perfectly fine. Get rid of Jinx. Cool, you know? What happened here, though? This was supposed to resolve. Just an odd Mexican standoff. They're tapped out. That's awesome. That's exactly how you like, how you want to see it. So we have 7 there. So let's go there. And opponent, I don't know if this is correct because I don't think they have to. It says may in this case. And I think that's a mess up on the coding of Pixelborn in this case, unfortunately. Because it's like it says may, but there's no way to just pass it, which I think that should be coded into it. But either way, we'll be able to take this other location as well. And so, or it might. Let's pass response. Okay. And then let's go here. Okay, yep, and victory. Okay. Yep, that was it. Alright, yeah, so I think that battlefield's just not coded 100% correctly yet, because, yeah. First off, it says May. Alright, here we go. 7 ABD F 22 1 1300. Game number 2. Let's see how it goes. We won game 1. We've played a lot of Viktor games as well. He's probably, I think Volibear is still my favorite, but Viktor is still an absolute blast to play as well. But yeah, we'll try to get like 3 or 4 games in. And call it good. Okay, not too shabby. We're going first. Ugh. That is a little shabby. We don't necessarily need that just yet, because that's kind of more mid to late game. Yeah, that's at least going to give us something to work with down the line. Nice, that's a good top deck as well. So our war camps, our battlefields are going to be, units here have +1 attack, which is awesome for us, and spells deal 1 more damage, which is okay for us. So let's go ahead and play the Swallow. Go ahead and play this guy. Go ahead and do that. And then and that's supposed to come in exerted as well. So I think instead of, right, something like that, or add that. Yeah, okay. Still learning the game. It's got a lot of interesting mechanics that are completely different than from like other card games. For example, there's a lot of just not drawing, which is really interesting. Really interesting stuff. So let's go ahead and go 3. Yeah, because we're okay with losing it. That's not a big deal for us. We want to, because that gets us ramp. So we'll see how it goes. I have 3 decks that are actually built right now too. We have 3 paper decks: Volibear, Viktor, and Jinx. I want to play Jinx as well, because I play against Jinx with Viktor and Volibear all the time, but they don't necessarily ever win. And that's why, like, is Jinx all that great in this meta? Does it only do good against, like, Ahri and things of that nature? Is it just kind of hard to... And does it just overwhelm easily with Viktor and, like, Volibear? It's easy to overwhelm Jinx? You know, that's a good possibility as well, something to consider. Okay, our turn. We gained a point for holding. Now we could go... Actually, that Viktor would be a good route in this case to go. That wouldn't be too shabby. Let's go there. Then let's go ahead and have both move into here. Confirm. And then I think we'll -1 there. And draw a card, which is going to be really nice. No responses, and that's huge. Okay, so no responses. So that's going to be really awesome, because that means that they don't have any reactionary abilities there. So that's going to be another point for us. We could bring back the Swallow if we so chose. We don't, though. Now, of course, they have a 4 that could go over there. So let's go ahead and hide that there. And let's go ahead and hide that there. And that'll still be pretty good, because on the following turn, we could still play Machine Evangel, which could be pretty good for our setup as well. That's going to be something that we are liking here. Because also, if he dies, then we end up getting 3 tokens. This would be a game saver. So, and as soon as it comes into a battlefield, we can just activate. It's already been paid for. And I think they know that as well, but even if so, this should really slow them down as well, which would be really great. Because we'll be able to continue to build up our momentum. And I mean, having both of those hidden blades is huge here. If we could also draw a Coal of the Week, that'd be pretty cool too. Because, I mean, you know, they don't necessarily have a whole lot. So Jinx is going to go out here for 3. They're going to have to discard 2 cards. And if they discard one of the... What is it called? What is it called? If they discard... What is it called? I need to learn the... Flame Chompers. Yeah. Then they can recycle a red to be able to get it out, so... That's the one thing I wish that this had, and I'm sure they're going to add it here soon, but is the ability to view the discard deck. Sorry, didn't realize it was on me. That's my fault. So again, we're going to be going back up to 5 after this, so that should be pretty solid. Okay. 1 left. You're going to have to attack with both. Jinx is pretty good to attack with that now. With that being said, I'm okay with that. I'll take out the Jinx for you to draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's exactly what we like. Now, of course, they still could go ahead and attack with both of these onto either of these. And that's fine, because we'll get some tokens that we're able to utilize as well. Oh, come on. No point for holding until the start of the turn, either. And they're going to have to attack with both. Well, no, because that's going to get +1 if it goes here. So this one's going to just die, just because of attack power, and that's fine, not a big deal. So they really could split. If they do, though, would it be better to take out my character and draw 2 additional cards? I think it would if I take out Thorn Scout. If they move and take out Munifactor, then not a big deal. So, a lot to think about. It might just pass because of time. Yeah, my turn. Okay, so that's going to be 2 points going up to 5. Now, with that being said, yeah, let's go ahead and add a machine manipulator, a municipal. Let's see. Let's add 4 over here. And intern. Now, of course, that's still 8 that they have, so 8 can go here. We do have the hidden blade still, which, you know, they might have forgotten about. And if they forgot about the hidden blade, then we're holding that battlefield. We'll still lose the side with the swallow. That's perfectly fine. Depends on what they do. They have 7 to work with, though, so that's pretty good, and 4 cards in hand. And they surrendered. Okay, so they probably just missed on the draw then in that. It's unfortunate, but that's the game. Let's go ahead and check back. Another Viktor game. And see how we go. Ooh, Arak. Now again, going against Volibear is probably one of our harder matchups in this case. The biggest reason for that is that Volibear, as soon as he starts getting out onto the field, it can be very difficult for us to get there. That's still actually pretty good. Depends on the battlefields that we end up having, but we are going to at least put 1 back. I'm really hoping we got the +1 to add, because we need to hit the ground running on the battlefield. Oh, we did. We start with 4. That's pretty crazy. So what we're going to do is go Benefactor, add 1, and we're going to use Viktor to add 1. So that's going to be pretty crazy. That's going to be pretty great. That's awesome. Add 1. So we're going to have a lot of utility out on the battlefield for turn 2. They're, of course, going to be going to 5, which is going to be crazy as well. They could be playing a dragon. They can't be playing, the wolf. They can't play the wolf. But they can play Blazing Scorcher, Carnivorous Snapvine as soon as I actually get a character in there. But it looks like nothing right there either. So that's going to be pretty cool to be able to get things going. Let's go ahead. I think we need to get Viktor out. I think we need to go ahead and just move 1 over. And pass response. No response, so they don't have any activations in hand. We'll go over to here. No response. We have 2 that remains. I don't think, yeah, we go this. Then we go this. We rotate 1 back. And then we enter. So we're going to be at 6 this next turn, which means if we do get something big and scary. Now, the biggest thing about this, and this is exactly what we needed to draw against Volibear, is whatever they happen to play that's big and scary, we can force them to take it out. So we have Coal of the Week that can go ahead and take out Blazing Scorcher here. You should have taken the other side, because now I'm going to get a free token out of that. So yeah, cool. That's fine. Viktor will activate. Thank you. And they do have some really good removal as well in this deck, in the Volibear deck, which we got to be mindful of. Yep, exactly. And if he would have done that first and then attacked in, he wouldn't have been able to get heals going. So we do have that. So let's go ahead and activate that. Pass response. Take that guy out. He has to take out the dragon, which is going to give us another big advantage here. Pass response. And then I think we'll just go ahead and confirm that. and make one. We could also put it in a battlefield. So Riftbound deck lists, just so you guys know, if you go to, I'll post it in here. It's Pixelborn Archive, Pilot Archive. Counting down, tell it to me. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that posted in chat. Let's see, you're from YouTube. Jeez. So there it. And we'll go ahead and end turn. So yeah, I don't know how to say the word. It's Piltover archive.com. Has a lot of decks on there, all the cards that are there. There's some news there as well. A lot of really good stuff to help you build decks. Willow is also a really good YouTuber to follow. He has a Discord. That's going to be awesome. So yeah, he can go ahead and deal damage there. Volibear will be able to ramp as well. Now, of course, that still is going to be another 2 points for us. This is still what we are wanting to see. So that's fine. We'll pass response. We can go ahead and take that out. That's not a big deal. Now, the biggest thing here is that we can still create and get these tokens to flood the battlefield. So after we go up to 7... Oh, Miss Fortune. Hello. How you do? Actually, that is a top deck and a half. That is a top deck. So let's go ahead and play him. Take out Misfortune. That is exactly what we wanted. I'm okay with him taking with this because we can still go ahead and play this. But the last thing that we want is for Misfortune to ready someone up to take our battlefield. So then we're going to just go ahead and take that. We're going to go to 6. And then he can only take one of these. And then we'll be able to go ahead and play Grand Stratagem. And just tally-ho to the victory. That's going to be the big one. Piltover Archive, yes. Correct. That's actually probably how you say it, yeah. Yep, Piltover Archive. Thank you for helping me sound it out. So yeah, he's going to go ahead and take that. Now, I really am curious about his responses. He has 11, so he can go ahead and even get Volibear in here to prepare for the next turn. But also, I mean, we have 6 here. That is pretty scary. We can just go ahead and attack in. And that's exactly what we are going to do. But if he also has the fight... Oh, the Annie's going to be good too. That's awesome. That's good. He'll draw a card off of that. We'll draw a card off of that. So not what we wanted to see. We still can take both. Okay, that's fine. And he did, oh, he has enough to have him ready. Ooh, ooh, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that. That's pretty cool. Oh, and you're reinforcing that. That's cool. Okay. This is interesting. So going to 11. Going to 11. Ooh, 11 to 9. Okay. So let's think about this. We just build up the battlefield here. We're at... Because, yeah, what I'm thinking is we could build up the battlefield. Sorry, guys. I'll look at chat here in a second. I gotta think about this. Because we can do 12 and Overwhelm. Yeah, if we do 12 and Overwhelm with that, we would be in a good spot. Yeah, I still think we just go ahead and play this. And then attack in and destroy both sides. Or actually, we only need to do one side. Because we have 3 left, we can still dock them down even more. So let's go ahead and activate that for the battlefield. And activate that on him. Sure. Yeah. And then that way, they are way too low. We'll take that. And then we just take that and we win. There we go. That's the game. Woo! Oh, that felt good. Nice.